Hello and welcome to the Luv Doc podcast with hosts Waldo Wachewski and Ophelia Brewski.
Today, our mission is, well, it's about cutting through the noise. We're looking at a tough breakup, not just the emotions, but the hard facts underneath.
Yeah, we're digging into relationship friction, what happens when one person resists growth, and how sometimes 3 years of history gives you a really clear answer.
Exactly.
First, there's this very personal, pretty raw letter from someone we're calling Homebody's ex. It really lays out the breakup from her perspective. And then, maybe even more interesting, we have this commentary, the Luv Doc, which is super opinionated, really analytical. It gives this unfiltered advice based on the letter.
And right away, you see the main conflict. It's not about, cheating or abuse, nothing like that.
No, it's a clash of values, fundamentally. The ex, she valued activity, trying new things, travel,
always moving, expanding.
Right. And the homebody, he valued safety, routine, predictability, staying home, basically. Stasis.
So it's that friction, isn't it, between someone wanting to explore the world and someone wanting the world to just stay still.
And what's really striking is the sheer amount of evidence the ex talks about. This wasn't a new problem.
No, she mentions 3 whole years. 3 years where this was the main dynamic.
She was always the planner, wasn't she? Organizing get-togethers with friends, booking trips, sort of injecting all the energy into their shared life.
Always pushing the cart uphill, it sounds like. And the cost of that must have been, well, huge.
Oh, incredibly draining. Imagine being the only engine in a two-person relationship.
Yeah, and the homebody, he consistently pushed back against anything new, right? Like, if it wasn't one of the few restaurants he already knew.
Or if it meant leaving the couch in the Netflix queue, he'd resist, find a reason not to go.
Right.
And the Luv Doc highlights something important here. He mostly works from home, too.
Ah, okay, so that reinforces it.
Exactly. The outside world, with its schedules and demands, it didn't really intrude. Home was his comfort zone, his office, his everything.
His fortress against change.
Pretty much. So for 3 years, the ex was basically trying to drag this parked car, metaphorically speaking. That wears you down, kills the joy, kills compatibility eventually.
But I have to ask this, because I imagine some listeners might be thinking it. Isn't it okay to, routine? Isn't relaxing good? Was she maybe asking for too much activity?
That's a fair question. And the Luv Doc commentary actually tackles that directly. It argues it's not about being busy 24/7.
Okay.
It's about the refusal to join in shared activities, especially those that really matter to the partner or that define the relationship itself.
So it wasn't just about what to do on a Tuesday night.
No, it was about bigger things, defining experiences. If one person sees growth in exploring and the other sees comfort only in staying put, that's a fundamental break right there, even if they genuinely like each other.
And the data, the 3 years of evidence, showed his choice was almost always resistance, not compromise or negotiation.
Exactly. Resistance. And this pattern really came to a head, didn't it, on a specific trip?
Yeah, the trip she planned for June. And it shows her still trying, still putting in the effort, maybe even compromising quite a bit.
She organized a trip to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Got a nice cabin on Beaver Lake, invited her brother, his best friend, their wives, a whole group thing.
Sounds nice. Relatively low-key, friends and family involved.
Should have been comfortable, right? But it ended up being the final piece of evidence. The proof.
So what happened? The ex and the group, they were out doing things.
Oh, yeah. Sightseeing, swimming. They went to the Crystal Bridges Museum, which is world-class, by the way. Walked around the historic downtown Eureka Springs, enjoying the place.
And the homebody.
He missed, and this is the quote from the letter, all of it.
Wow, all of it.
All of it. For 4 days straight, his choice was to sit on the cabin deck, drink beer, and just relax. He chose staying put over shared experience, even when that experience was right there, designed for fun.
Even with family and friends around, that's telling.
Very telling.
Yeah.
And this is where the commentary, the Luv Doc response, gets really interesting and kind of sharp.
Okay.
The Luv Doc points out that the ex was already compromising just by picking that location. It wasn't, in their words, some overrun influencer hotspot like Lake Tahoe or Big Sur.
Right. Not some huge, challenging trip.
No. And then the Luv Doc goes on this wild, satirical tangent about Arkansas itself.
Yeah.
Questioning the name Beaver Lake.
Oh, really? What did they suggest?
Things like Skeeter Lake, Bucktooth Lake, or even Lake Yellowmeth. It's pretty out there.
Slight chuckle. Okay, that's specific. And probably not entirely fair to Arkansas, but I see the point.
Right, it's satire.
Yeah.
It quickly riffs on stereotypes, Walmarts, certain political figures, diamond craters,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards.
Holy crap. You're psychotically obsessed with the Luv Doc, but can't think of a flashy gauche way to share your obsession with the world? Stop thinking and make a beeline for the Luv Doc's home sweet home on the interwebs, thepleasurecraft.com, where you can find a veritable treasure trove of sick merch that will make even your coolest friends super gel. Honestly, I don't know why you didn't already think of this yourself, but you're welcome. Have fun on the Pleasure Craft. It was made just for you. Let me spell it out for you one more time. www.thepleasurecraft.com.
But the underlying point is serious.
Which is?
That the ex had already scaled back her own desire for adventure a lot. She was trying to meet him halfway, maybe more than halfway, by choosing this accessible nearby spot.
And he still wouldn't engage.
Still refused, flat out. The compromise was already made on the location, the scope. But his refusal was absolute. It wasn't about the specific activity, it was about the act of participating itself.
So that trip, Beaver Lake, it basically confirmed the pattern was fixed. It wasn't just a mood, it was fundamental to who he was.
Exactly. The data was in. He made it clear that pretty much nothing, not even a trip with loved ones to see art and history, was worth disturbing his inertia.
So she comes back to Austin, and she knows.
She knows. The decision is made, she ends it, and it was incredibly hard.
Because he wasn't a bad guy.
No, apparently very sweet, very caring. The issue wasn't his personality in that sense. It was, and this is the key phrase again, always resisting growth and change. That specific, persistent thing.
And that must have been terrifying for her afterwards. The letter mentions the fear, right?
Oh yeah. Missing the comfort, the security, worrying she wouldn't find anyone better. That fear of ending up alone versus the fear of, quote, settling just to feel safe.
That's a powerful conflict, the pull of the known versus the need for something more fulfilling.
It's huge, but she did it. She resisted that pull, moved out, took control back.
Okay, but this story doesn't quite end there, does it? Because he gets back in touch.
Right. Late August, the texts start coming. And it's the classic line, isn't it?
Let me guess. I've changed.
Bingo, I have changed.
And this is where the Luv Doc analysis really comes in handy.
Absolutely, because it immediately weighs that claim of change against the evidence, or lack thereof.
What does it say?
It basically asks, okay, where's the proof? What's actually different? And the answer is nothing.
Still in the same apartment.
Yep. Still working from home. Still living in the exact same environment that nurtured the stasis in the first place. Only now the ex isn't there to push him.
So it's words versus actions, a promise versus demonstrated change.
Precisely. If someone genuinely shifts their core values, from stasis to growth, you'd expect to see something.
Like what? Trying a new hobby, maybe? Traveling alone?
Yeah, or joining a class, moving somewhere new. Something external to show an internal shift has actually happened.
But there was none of that.
None reported. So the core takeaway from both the letter and the commentary is really unified and, frankly, pretty ruthless. A few texts saying, I've changed. Just don't carry weight against 3 solid years of observed behavior, the actual pattern of the relationship.
The texts are just hope. Low effort hope.
While the 3 years, that's reality. Hard won, high effort reality.
3 years is definitely long enough.
More than enough time to know if someone's truly willing to commit to shared growth, shared experiences, moving forward together. Anything less is settling. Settling for a roommate, maybe, not a life partner. And the final point is just incredibly sharp. It lands hard.
Go on.
It basically says, look, while 3 years is generally plenty of time, sometimes all it really takes is one long weekend, one Beaver Lake moment.
To see the truth.
To realize the pattern isn't just fixed, it's going to actively undermine your happiness in the future. That one trip just crystallized everything the 3 years had been hinting at.
Wow. Okay, so let's bring this back to the listener. What's the immediate takeaway here? What does this analysis mean for you listening right now?
Well, the relevance is pretty direct, isn't it? When you're looking at your own relationships, you have to base your assessment on what people do.
On the patterns you actually see over time, the evidence of their actions.
Right. Not just on hopeful words, especially words spoken when things get tough or after a breakup. Data over promises.
Behavior over declarations.
Exactly. And if we think bigger picture, it raises a really important question for you to maybe carry forward, especially if you're someone who values growth and new experiences.
Well, what's the question?
If your partner resists something as relatively simple, as enriching, as a walking tour in Eureka Springs or a visit to Crystal Bridges, if they choose just sitting on the deck instead, then what other potentially more critical parts of your future life might they also resist? Or just passively miss out on?
Like a career move. or raising kids, or dealing with a crisis.
Precisely. Health challenges, unexpected changes, life stuff. How much evidence, how much empirical data do you need to define someone's fundamental willingness or unwillingness to embrace change? Especially the uncomfortable but necessary kind.
And maybe, what will be your Beaver Lake moment? The point where the data becomes undeniable.
Exactly. What's your Beaver Lake? That's the thought to leave with.
To read the column that spawned this podcast, go to austinchronicle.com/columns/the Luv Doc. There are probably worse things to do with your time, right?